This is my 07 997 Turbo, and it's looking like a hot mess. But compared to where it started, I feel like I've made a ton of progress. And today I gotta do more tearing apart of the old crash chassis, which is now looking, well, pretty bare. Because I need to get that thing outside, that way I can move this car over there, put the engine in it, and get my yellow 996 back in the garage, because it doesn't deserve to be sitting outside. And there are only a few things stopping me from putting this car outside. There's only a few things that the weather is gonna hurt. I have the headliner and sunroof assembly, both doors, including the door cards, and a whole bunch of crap that I threw in here that I just didn't have another place for. So yeah, not that much stuff, actually. This shouldn't take too long, and then I can transfer more stuff over to that car, get it more prepped for paint, get the engine in it, get the interior in it. So there's nothing to do but, well, to just get started. The crash car's time in the garage is coming to an end. There's just a few more parts I have to strip off of it first. And if you're wondering how I'm gonna move that car, well, I figured it out. One of my birthday gifts for my girlfriend was, well, these wireless microphones, which is awesome. And I got 4 wheel dollies, which I'm hoping I can lower that chassis off of the quick jacks, somehow maneuver them onto the jack points with the wheel dollies, and then push the whole thing outside. There are a couple minor things, actually some things that I see now that I need to swap over, well, just because they need swapped. So I might as well just do it. See if I can catch this. Oh. Nope, that launched into the car. With the trunk latch and some other minor parts out of the engine bay, I still need to remove more interior parts: the headliner, the sunroof motor, the door cards, and the doors themselves. I'll start with the sunroof. The car has no battery in it and certainly no wiring harness, so to manually move the sunroof, it's actually pretty easy. It's just an Allen head key. Luckily, it moved freely and I was able to maneuver it and unbolt it and get it out of the car. After that, it's time for the headliner. The headliner does have some damage to it from the roll bar, but that's a project for another day. The door panels don't have to be removed to remove the doors themselves, but I need to get the door panels off because I actually need to paint the doors. doors appear pretty easy to remove, but you do need triple square sockets, which I got from Amazon. I'll have a link for them below. They work perfectly. It really wasn't bad at all. These doors are very, very easy to remove, but what does make it hard to remove is when your garage is too small and you can't open the door the whole way, and you have to remove the bolts with a wrench. Now, believe it or not, somehow these things don't appear damaged. The bumper mounts. I mean, obviously that one shouldn't be damaged. It wasn't involved in the crash, but this one was right there and it looks straight as an arrow. Let me just get this out of here before I end up breaking something on it. The headliner part needs replaced, but I'm hoping the sunroof and the motor and everything like that works just fine. I will find out soon enough. Now I'm hoping to be getting some upgraded motor mounts from Renline, but in the meantime, I may need these sooner than later. These motor mounts are actually in really good shape. Everything's nice and solid still. So if I don't get to upgrade those right now, it's not the end of the world. Still with stock tranny mounts too. Now most of this stuff in here, and or all of it, I can take out and actually start putting it in the car. The stuff does need cleaned up, but I can do that after install. Let's go like this. Oh, it definitely goes this way. Okay. There's just so much stuff over here. And it's all freaking disgusting. That just goes down there. Can't put quite everything else on because I still need to install my fuel pump. The whole cow area, not quite ready for that either. But can at least get this stuff out of the car, put it over there. I would imagine this is the trunk liner. Hey, that's kind of looking like a completed trunk. Not quite complete, but almost complete. It's getting there. And this is why I didn't clean it yet, so I can just throw that stuff in there willy-nilly, not worry about it. Oh, that goes up there. You sit there, and yeah, we're getting there. Cool. All right, I'd like to at least try to get all of this somewhat sorted. Yikes. Another instance where I didn't take pictures and or enough pictures. Shooting myself in the foot now for that. But you live and you learn. Now I'll know for the next chassis swap. don't need this or that bracket because that bracket goes on the hub and it's already there. I just don't know if they go behind. I would think they would go behind that. Brake line installed, easy peasy. I think I need the internet for this. Kind of crazy. You really don't remember just how much crap are in modern day cars' fender wells. Like, there is just a ton of stuff in here. It's kind of redonk. Brackets on brackets on brackets on brackets. Yeah, just everything is in my way, per usual. See, just like why? Why so many brackets? Brake line in. We got all these other freaking cables. Okay, 3 down, 1 to go. And I think I saved the worst for last. I think there's the most stuff up in there, like the washer tank and other stuff. And the stupid hood's in the way. Don't open the garage door. Don't open the garage door. Remember that, everyone. Still got the steering shaft to put in. So much stuff. Still washer fluid in there. I don't remember, but we'll find out soon enough. It goes like this. There we go. How many freaking connectors are, why are there? Oh, pump for the headlights, and then pump for the wipers, and then the level sensor, and then that. My goodness gracious. Stay. Little bit of a fight with the washer tank and all the associated wires with that, as well as the ABS wire, the brake pad sensor wire, the headlight sensor wiring. There's a lot of stuff up in this fender well. Okay, let's wrap this up. With Pitt's approval, we got all of the wiring wrapped up in the fender wells. Now, there are a couple things I still needed to zip tie and plug in, but I can't do that quite yet. Order of operations. But I'm glad all that's done because it's a lot to do in each fender well. Since I was working on the headliner, might as well put this wiring harness back into place as well. Now, I figured out where a couple more connectors go. Even more wiring done. So we'll see how stuck these things are on here after 15 years of life. That's hot. Need some. Aha! I got it out without damaging it at all, without bending it. Nice. I really hope that still works. Now just to do that side. All right, guys, I know everyone was judging my door jambs, saying they look like shit, but come on now, 90% of them is covered. And golly, if I do say so myself, that looks pretty darn tootin' good. To be completely honest, I think carbon fiber would look better, but since these light up, I'm gonna roll with these. Can always change them in the future, not a huge deal. That's enough for one night, I think. I got all the wiring and all of the fender wells done, which is huge, because that's a lot. I got some radiator pipes installed up front. You guys saw it. I got a bunch of stuff done. I think what's next is actually getting that car pushed outside, but I'm gonna need some help with that. I don't think I can do that alone, at least not safely, but again, I've done worse. If this thing rolls away by itself down the hill in my driveway and hits a tree, does it really matter? No? Almost ready to push that car outside, push this car outside, clean the engine bay. I need to wrap up these AC lines here. There's another AC line on that car that also runs underneath it that I can't get to because the quick jacks are in the way. I gotta shuffle some things around, get that AC line on with new O-rings, which I just picked up for all around, and then we can start shifting things around. By the way, you can grab this t-shirt on boostedapexdesigns.com. There's a whole bunch of different colors available. Porsche stuff, key goes on the left. Thanks for the support. The AC lines, the last remaining lines on the car that I have to transfer over. As you know, pretty much everything runs from the whole way at the front of the car to the whole way at the rear of the car and back and forth. So it's not that simple, but I needed to get these installed with some new O-rings, so hopefully someday when this thing runs and drives, it has properly working air conditioning. After the AC lines, there were some things I needed to install under the front end, including the steering shaft. There were some subframe supports, some miscellaneous wiring, and just some kind of boring stuff that needed to be done. About ready to roll this thing outside.
None of these are 12 volt constant. This would be dark.
It's finally time to prepare the crash car for removal of the garage into its permanent home outside the garage and outside of my light. Once the crash car is outside, the non-crash car can go in the crash car spot, and then the 996 can go back in the garage where it belongs. I'm gonna move this hog over there. Race car. All right, who wants to take a time out and help me push this hog outside? I mean, if it rolls down the hill, does it even matter? Doesn't even matter.
Forever.
So, you guys made a good point about the coolant tank. If I can't replace it when the engine's in the car, might as well replace it now. It's actually not too expensive. I think it's right around $100, and it's worth some reliability, and it will actually look a lot nicer. All right, bro, I'm gonna push this forward. Make sure it doesn't roll away, because it's on some blocks. Another good point you guys made is about the condition or the dirtiness of the parts I installed on the front end and in the engine bay. I have no fear, I was planning on cleaning all of them. It just made more sense to clean them after installation so I could do it all at once.
Bet we can do it without moving the gray car.
I'm hoping. You can let go.
Oh yeah. Okay, and let it roll.
Let's try that. Let's try that. It'll be close. Pretty darn tootin' good there. Oh my goodness gracious.
We're on the train.
I think that should probably be pretty good. Sweet! I finally have some garage space back and the car where it should be. I can actually get the yellow car back inside, thankfully. Front end came out pretty nice and clean. There actually wasn't a whole bunch of crap shoved in there like there normally is with these cars, at least so I've read. And the engine bay came out nice as well. It's nice and clean and ready for the engine installation. I just need to get that pesky engine and transmission out of the middle of the garage floor so I have some room. Glad to have this old girl back in the garage, that's for sure. Definitely needs a bath though. You guys think I should do the interior or the engine and transmission install in the next video? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.